Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Wilson. I'm here at the beautiful Forge Lamont Quarries, and I'm so excited to do a super invigorating flow with you here today. So in today's flow, we'll really be focusing on our third chakra, so our Manipura Chakra. This is located at the center of our solar plexus and navel, and it is the power, it is our inner power, our strength, our vitality. And through a series of various twists, as well as belly down back bends, what we'll do today is we'll ground this chakra, we'll ground this energy so that we can reignite our fire, allowing us to better digest any emotions or sensations that arise through any overwhelming experiences happening in our lives. So excited to offer this to you today. You will need one block. If you don't have a block at home, totally okay. Just take any sort of prop that allows the earth to rise up and meet you. Other than that, we're ready to go. So you'll get started by taking a seat on your mat. I'm sitting up on a block here. You can always kneel on a block with one shin on either side. And I'll just give you a moment to ground yourself in. Start to sit with a really tall spine, maybe close your eyes over. And then right off the bat here, we will take Hakini Mudra. So Hakini Mudra, you'll take your palms together to touch. And then keeping your finger pads together, allow your palms to fall away from each other, creating this little globe of space between your hands. And then bringing your thumbs directly to that third chakra. So thumb at just above the navel as your middle fingers point forward. And then just noticing the power and confidence that manifests with this mudra alone. Starting to grow a bit taller out of the ears, rooting deeper through your seat. And beginning to bring just a little bit more intention into your breath. So allowing the abdomen to push your thumbs forward with every inhale. And then drawing back into your spine with every exhale. Taking about 3 to 5 more breaths, just like this. Noticing heat beginning to build up in the abdomen with every exhale as you engage your core back into your spine. Envisioning this yellow, red and orange fire kindling at your core center, ready and willing to be ignited through movement, breath, and intention. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Sweeping your arms side and up to reach above your head. Big breath in. And then take your left hand to the floor, reaching up and over with your right arm. Maybe looking to the sky underneath your armpit. And reaching up through center, just little energy here at the beginning of your practice. Meeting every posture with about 40% effort as we start to welcome larger movements into the body. Reaching up above your head, Then take your right arm to your left thigh, a gentle twist of the spine, either placing your left hand behind you or perhaps binding it towards your right hip. Using the strength of your core, twist your spine through center. Reach up, maybe look up. And then twist to the opposite side. Perhaps taking that bind behind your back. And reach to the sky, big breath in, maybe a slight smile to the edges of your eyes and lips. And then begin to find a tabletop pose as you exhale. Moving your block to the side of your mat, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Nice and easy, just the way that we know it here, cow pose. Dropping your belly, shining your heart forward. Breathe in. And cat pose. Rounding your spine, feeling that heat of your third chakra as it draws into the sky. Cow pose, big breath in. Cat pose and exhale. One more round of breath here, asking for a little bit more as you pull back on your hands and forward through your knees. Cat pose, pushing your hands and knees away from each other, almost as if you'll split your mat in half. And find a neutral spine. Kicking your right leg behind you, flexing all 5 toes to face the floor. Notice any tendency to lean to your left here. Can you push a little bit deeper into your right hand? Engaging your low belly, so just beneath your navel up into your spine so there's no arching of the back. Take 4 little pulses of your right ankle, lifting to the ceiling. 4, 3, feeling heat in your glute. 2, and 1. Hold here, reach your left arm forward, really igniting and lengthening through the body simultaneously. Drop your right toes to the floor, tuck them under. Push into your right palm as you reach your left arm to the ceiling. Big breath in. Thread your needle, right knee to the floor, left arm underneath your right armpit as you exhale. Taking a moment in this twist, using your right palm to ground down, allowing your heart to shine towards the right wall. Left arm to the ceiling, huge breath in. And lower your hand to your mat as you exhale. We'll switch our sides here, kicking your left leg back. All 5 toes face the floor. Drawing your hip bones up towards your ribs so there's no arching of the low spine. 4 little pulses here for 4. And 3, pinky toe spirals down. 2. And 1, hold here. Reach your right arm forward, constant length and energy from right fingertips to left heel. Big breath in. Lower your left toes to the floor, tuck them under. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Use your core for this twist. Thread your needle. Left knee to the floor, right arm threads through. Noticing any tension that's accumulated so far. Can you soften through your jaw? Relax across your eyebrows. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Big breath in. And hand to your mat as you exhale. Tuck your toes under on your next inhale. And then breathe out, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here for free movement, so maybe a little pedaling of the heels. You can shake yes or no of your head. I'm gonna go back.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you can't when you're sitting there with headphones on, you know. But I feel like I was in tabletop pose before he walked, so.
Do you want to go back and watch it?
No, I feel like I was pretty aware.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go from tuck. You'll just have to listen to my cues and match up where it was.
Okay.
Tuck your toes under, breathe in. Downward facing dog and breathe out. Taking some free movements here, go ahead and pedal through your heels. Maybe shake yes or no of your head. Allowing the face, neck, and jaw to remain soft as your body ignites from your core outwards. Placing your heels into the floor, finding a static downward facing dog. Lift your heels high, breathe in. Rounding your tailbone towards the ground, start to roll forward to a high plank as you exhale. Keeping your heels high, downward facing dog, lift your hips, breathe in. Lower your heels, spiraling your inner thighs backwards, and exhale. One more just like that, lift your heels. Roll through your spine, almost like a cat pose. Lift your hips high, pushing forward through your hands. Lowering your inner heels to the floor and breathe out. Slowly begin to walk your feet all the way to your hands. Take a halfway lift at the top, breathe in. Fold and breathe out. Tadasana, rise all the way up on your inhale. Draw your hands to heart center as you exhale. Reach your arms up, continuing to allow your abdomen to expand with every breath in. And then draw into your spine as you breathe out and fold. Halfway lift, long in the side body. Step your left leg back, low lunge. Drop your left knee down. Untuck your toes. Anjaneyasana, reaching to the ceiling here. Pressing into right foot and left shin, pull them in towards each other, as if you're scrunching your mat underneath you. We'll use this energy for the entirety of our practice today. Lift longer out of your ears, breathe in. Half splits and breathe out. Always an option to take a block underneath your hands here in half splits, allowing the earth to rise up to you. Thinking of creating a half lift through the spine, long from ears to sits bones. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease. Push your hip backwards to square through the pelvis. And then start to spiral your heart to the right wall. Either stay here or maybe reach your right arm to the ceiling. Big breath in and revolved half splits. And lower your hand down as you exhale. Tuck your back toes under, breathe in. Long pyramid, straightening the best that you can through both legs as you breathe out. One more inhale, send it to the back of your right leg. Low lunge and exhale. Planting into your palms, step your right foot back, high plank, breathe in. And then gently lower all the way to your mat as you breathe out. Baby Cobra pose. Lift your heart, feel your navel ground into the floor here. And fold. Again, just like that, inhale, your belly expands and inflates into the ground. And fold. Tabletop pose, lift your heart and abdomen at the same time. And downward facing dog. Bringing your feet together to touch, lift your left leg high. Step your left foot through to a low lunge. Drop your back knee down. We'll take our other side here, reaching your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Feeling that scrunching of your mat as you energize through the floor. One more breath in. Half splits and breathe out. Length in the spine. Breath alive in the body here. Take your left hand to your left hip crease. Begin to push it backwards, an honest squaring of your pelvis. Twist your heart to the left side of your mat. Maybe reach your left arm up. Shining through your heart. Take a deep breath in. And lower your arm to your mat as you exhale. Tucking your right toes under, breathe in. Long pyramid and breathe out. Perhaps flexing your left toes to the ceiling here. One more inhale. Low lunge and exhale. Step your right foot forward, halfway lift, breathe in. Fold and surrender. Rising all the way up to Tadasana, inhale. And fold forward, Uttanasana, as you exhale. Halfway lift. Send your right leg back, low lunge. Taking some things we know and then adding to it here. Drop your back knee down. Anjaneyasana, reach high, breathe in. Left arm to the back of your mat, awkward twist as you exhale. Left hand to your lower back, exalt your Anjaney, pressing down and back through your right toes. Revolved half splits, right hand down, left leg straightens. Reach up, tuck your right toes under, breathe in. Long pyramid, left hand down, straighten both legs, breathe out. Think of creating a halfway lift here, elongate through your ears and side body. Low lunge. Step your left foot back, high plank, breathe in. Lower all the way to your mat, shining your heart forward as you breathe out. Placing your big toes together to touch, reaching your fingers towards the back of your mat, working towards locust pose here. Lift your heart and lift the backs of your thighs. Maybe float your palms from your mat, your shoulder blades together behind you. As your heart and thighs lift higher, and your ears and toes reach longer. Take a deep breath in. Did it when I went to the floor?
Yeah, I started like just doing that static for like.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long?
When you went down, and it had been occasionally like popping.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't enough that I think we need to go back for, but it just really.
It-
It's not.
It's pretty intense when I do that. Okay. Okay. Can you listen really quick? So we're still good?
Yeah, I think when your arm touches that little cable, the what do you call that? Antenna?
Yeah.
I think that's when it happens, or something, because,
So am I okay now or no?
yes,
Still okay?
it's okay.
Okay, but now not?
It's good. Yeah, it's weird.
It's like just, okay. So I'll just keep going, but if it starts happening, let me know and I'll just like retrograde a little bit and just like keep pushing. Sweet. Okay. So yeah, you're just gonna have to like, and why don't you send this all to me and I'll just watch the whole thing too once you've edited it, just to make sure there's like, it's cohesive with all of these stops and goes and having to like figure out where you copy and paste and cut. Yeah, if that's helpful to you. Cool. Okay. So I feel like we were okay into high plank. Shift your heart forward and lower all the way down to your mat. Working towards locust pose. Bring your big toes together to touch. Reach your palms towards the back of your mat, pressing them down firmly. Begin to lift your heart and the backs of your thighs towards the ceiling. Maybe float your palms from your mat, asking just a little bit more from your back strength here. As the back of your heart and thighs lift higher, can you send your ears and toes longer? One more breath in. Lower and exhale, taking one cheek to the mat and a little wiggle of your hips from side to side here. Bringing your palms next to your first or second ribs. Tuck your toes under, either find tabletop or high plank. Breathe in. Downward facing dog and breathe out. Big toes together to touch. Lift your right leg high. Step through to your lunge. And we'll take our other side. Dropping your back knee down, reach your arms to the ceiling, Anjaneyasana. Awkward twist, right arm back. Right hand to your lower back, left arm up, Anjaney. Oh, exalted Anjaney. And revolved half splits, bringing your left arm down, reaching your right arm high. Tucking your left toes under, long pyramid straightening through both legs here. Create a half lift with your spine, big breath in. Lunge forward and breathe out. Halfway lift at the top, big inhale. Fold and exhale. Rise up, Tadasana. Uttanasana, breathe out. Halfway lift. Step your feet back, high plank. Shift your heart forward. Chaturanga, elbows will stop at your ribs. Upward facing dog. Big breath in as you shine your heart forward. Downward dog, drawing your navel into your spine as your hips go high. Lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift and fold. Tadasana, rise all the way up and breathe in. Uttanasana, really beginning to notice this fire within the body. Halfway lift. Step or jump back, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step or float to the top. Halfway lift. Fold forward, crawling your big toes together to touch. Bend your knees, sink your tail low, chair pose. As we begin to really feel the sensations of physical heat, can you have faith in the fact that that fire is precisely what is breaking down all that no longer serves you and lighting up all that does, creating a clear pathway to everything you've ever dreamed of. Your goals, your intentions. There's a passion and fire within you here at your third chakra that will make those come to life. Grow a little bit taller through the top of your head. Big breath in. Right arm back, awkward twist, and exhale. Reach your arms to the ceiling, inhale. Left arm back, twist, and breathe out. One more round of breath, just like that. Reach up and breathe in. Right arm back. Imagine your feet are on two separate conveyor belts. Can you push your right foot forward as you pull your left foot backwards? Reach up, breathe in. You can do it. You have one more twist left. Left arm back. Pushing your left foot forward, pulling your right foot backwards. Reach up, stand up, palms together. Squeeze your glutes forward as you take a little back bend. And swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Option for a chaturanga here, or moving directly to downward facing dog. Choosing the journey that serves you in this very moment alone. With your feet together to touch, lift your right leg high. Open your toes, bend and stack at your hip. Kicking your right heel towards the left as you draw your right armpit towards the floor. Huge breath in. Step through to your lunge as you breathe out. Now finding that scrunching of your mat here, pulling your feet in towards each other. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Crescent lunge. Wrapping the fronts of your ribs together, almost like you zipped a corset up the front of your body. Holding this nice and strong, take a deep breath in. Begin to shift your torso forward over your right toes. Lift your left leg. Warrior 3 as you exhale. Spiraling your left pinky toe towards the floor. Feeling this heat and strength of your right glute and lower abdomen. Start to bend into your right leg. Tuck your left toes under, reach up, crescent lunge, inhale. Awkward crescent lunge. Find this twist as your right arm goes back. Exhale. Right hand for the back of your left thigh. Exalt your crescent. Reaching up and back. Breathe in. Begin to straighten your front leg as we get this juicy stretch of the right hip flexor and quadricep. Reverse triangle. And then start to shift your right ribs all the way over your right thigh. Side angle. I really enjoy placing my elbow to my inner thigh so that my heart can twist a little bit deeper towards the sky. Exhale all of your air. Reverse warrior, keeping the front leg bent this time. Soft with the left fingertips on your back leg. And cartwheel to your lunge. Kicking your right leg high, take a deep breath in. Turn your toes out, bend and stack once more. Maybe this time you drop your left forearm to your mat and peek underneath your right armpit. Little bit of a deeper stretch and balance challenge. Straightening all of your limbs in one big inhale. Breathe in. Downward facing dog and breathe out. Switching our sides, lift your left leg high as you inhale. Turn your toes out, bend and stack at your hip. Guiding your left armpit towards the floor as you kick your left heel strong to the right side. Breathe in. Step through to your lunge and breathe out. Hugging your feet in towards each other, reach up, crescent lunge. Grounding a little firmer through your feet as you almost float with your ears towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Leaning forward over your thigh, warrior 3. Floating your right toes up. Spiraling your pinky toe towards the floor here. One more breath in. And beginning to soften through your left leg, dropping your right toes to the floor, crescent lunge. Awkward twist, left arm to the back of your mat. Exalt your crescent, left hand for your back thigh, right arm to the ceiling. Maybe look up for a balance challenge. And warrior two. Flipping your front palm. Reverse triangle, straightening through your front leg. Big breath in. And side angle pose as you breathe out. Left elbow to left inner thigh. Using the strength of your arm to spiral your heart up. Exhale all of your air. Reverse warrior, big breath in. And cartwheel to your lunge as you breathe out. Kicking your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Turn your toes out. Bend and stack at your hip. And then maybe come down to your right forearm. On your next breath in, straightening all of your limbs with length, inhale. Downward facing dog to exhale. Lifting your heels, bending your knees, stepping or floating to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold and breathe out. Tadasana, rise all the way up as you inhale. Uttanasana, fold forward and exhale. Halfway lift. Step your left foot back, low lunge. Kind of placing everything that we've done into one little flow here. Drop your back knee down, keep your toes tucked under. Anjaneyasana, breathe in. Awkward twist as you exhale. Exalt your Anjaney, inhale. Anjaney prayer twist, left elbow to outer right thigh. Right palm to left palm. Slowly begin to float your left knee, crescent twist. Guiding your right seat backwards as you shine your left ribs forward here. Maybe open your arms floor to ceiling. Huge breath in. Warrior two as you exhale. Reverse triangle, perhaps this time you reach your left arm to the back of your mat. A little bit of core strength here. And cartwheel to your lunge. Standing splits, lift your left leg high, breathe in. Fold forward and breathe out. Half lift. Fold forward, rising all the way up to stretch through the front of the body. Maybe taking a baby back bend here. And Uttanasana, release. Halfway lift. Right leg back, low lunge. Keep your toes tucked under. Drop your back knee to the floor. Anjaney, reach to the ceiling, inhale. Awkward twist, left arm back, exhale. Exalt your Anjaney. Anjaney prayer twist, right elbow to outer thigh. Left hand to right palm. To float your right knee off of your mat. Sending your left seat back and your right ribs forward. Reach your arms floor to ceiling, breathe in. Warrior two and breathe out. Reverse triangle, reaching up and back with your right arm. Cartwheel to your lunge and exhale. Right leg up, standing splits, breathe in. Fold and breathe out. Half lift. And fold. Tadasana, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Stepping your left foot back. I like to place my toes on the mat first and then slowly spiral my left heel down. So my left toes are at about 10 or 11 o'clock. Begin to lift your hip bones up towards your ribs. guiding your left hip forward. Reach up, breathe in. Pyramid pose, folding all the way over your right leg as you exhale. This is what we've been working towards. Reach for your block. Place it, I like mine on its highest height, underneath your left shoulder. Come up almost like a halfway lift, reaching your right hand for your right hip crease. Push your hip back, begin to spiral your heart to the right side. Maybe reach your right arm to the ceiling, revolved pyramid. Engaging through your glutes, feeling your inner thighs magnetize towards each other. Either stay here or step your block forward, lift your left heel, revolved half moon, floating your left foot towards the sky. No arching of the low back, engaging through the low abdomen. One breath in, standing splits, and breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold and exhale. Tadasana, rise all the way up, breathe in. Hands to heart center and breathe out. Shifting into your left foot, tap your right toes behind you. Dropping your right heel down so that your toes face about 2 o'clock. Placing your hands on your hips. Draw your hip bones up towards your ribs as you guide your right hip forward. Reach your arms up, take a deep breath in, lengthening through the side body. And folding over your left leg as you exhale, pyramid pose. Reaching for your block, taking it underneath your right palm. Create a halfway lift with your spine. Left hand to left hip crease. Pushing your hip back, begin to spiral your heart to the left side. Reaching your arm up, revolved pyramid. Feeling your feet push down and draw in towards each other to ignite your inner thighs. Maybe you crawl your block forward, float your heel up, revolved half moon. Taking one more breath in here. Dropping your left hand to the floor, standing splits from wherever you're at. Halfway lift, breathe in. Stepping back to high plank as you breathe out. Chaturanga, one last vinyasa flow here. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels, breathe in. Drop your knees to your mat and breathe out. And then go ahead and swing your feet in front of you. Planting your feet onto the floor, seat into the ground. Reaching your arms forward in front of you. 3 options here. Here's like our little middle ground. For something more challenging, press your palms together. As a modification, you can reach your hands for the backs of your thighs. Lift your heart high, breathe in. And then slowly roll all the way through your spine towards your mat as you exhale. Bringing both knees into your chest. Giving them a tight little squeeze as you feel your heart rate begin to slow. Your breath even out. Planting your left foot into the floor, kicking your right heel to the ceiling, breathe in. Crossing your right ankle over your left thigh, breathe out. Either stay here pressing both thighs away from you for a little opening in the hips, or maybe find figure 4, arms behind your left thigh, using your right elbow to guide your right leg away from you. Beginning to once again meet these postures with about 30 to 40% effort. Take a deep breath in here. Cross both thighs to eagle legs with arms in a T. Lower your legs over to the left for a twist. Maybe take left hand to right thigh. A little opening of the IT band and piriformis, so that outer hip. Perhaps you draw your gaze over to your right fingertips. Pressing your arms into the floor, use your core strength to lift your legs through center. Dropping your feet onto the ground. Bringing your left knee into your chest. And then kicking your heel up to the ceiling. Feel this length in the back of your leg. Crossing left ankle over right thigh. Either staying here and pressing both thighs away from you, or maybe taking figure 4 stretch, arms behind your right thigh, using left elbow to guide left leg away, feeling this deep sensation in your outer left hip. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, open your arms to a T, cross your thighs completely. One more inhale. And then twist your legs over to the right side of your mat as you exhale. Maybe using your right hand to guide your left thigh down. Pressing your arms into the floor. Lift your legs through center. And then uncross your legs, planting them into the ground. Pressing your palms into the floor just one time as a transition. Float your hips up towards the ceiling, bridge pose. Feeling this nice stretch of your front body, breathe in. Sending your tailbone away from you as you lower your pelvis to the ground and exhale. Lifting your nose and head towards the ceiling. Send your ears long behind you, feeling this length in your spine as you lower your head to the floor. Extending both legs long. Flipping your palms to the ceiling. Drawing a huge breath in through your nose. And a cleansing sigh out your mouth. Shavasana. Without movement, begin to draw your awareness once again to your 3rd chakra. This space at the center of your core, just beneath your navel. This inner fire is constantly burning. It doesn't burn out. As we feed it with breath and movement like we did here today. We keep it hot with passion, strength, and power. And in return, it burns all that no longer serves us to ashes, so that the life that we dream of can rise from those ashes, manifesting right in front of us. What is it you dream of? What is it you desire? Can you feel the clarity through this flow of fire that allows you to have faith in the power within? Start to bring a little wiggle to your fingers and your toes. Maybe a rock of your head from side to side. Reaching your arms back and behind you for a big morning stretch. Breathe in. And then gently, with as little effort as possible, start to find a seat at the top of your mat as you exhale. Coming back to that Hakini Mudra with fingertips touching, palms expanding away, and thumbs connecting to the navel. The light in me both sees and celebrates the divine and ever-evolving light that lives within each of you. With palms together and thumbs rising to connect between your eyebrows. Namaste. All right, Forge family, thank you for joining me today. It was so great to have you. I can't wait to see you right here at the Forge this summer. Remember, adventure comes in endless forms.